So here's this box I've been working on forever. I call it my Frankenstein box because I've made so many mistakes on this thing. I cut the wrong parts out. I cut the bottom of the drawers out. I cracked things. There was nails in it. So I got to a place where I threw it in a scrap pile and was going to burn it. But every time I walked in the shop, there it was just looking at me. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try to redeem this thing. So I got after it. I did some sanding and grinding, and I thought, man, we're going to be okay, until this happened. And I was like, another mistake. So at this point, I was like, I'm either going to lean into the mistakes and make them beautiful, or I'm going to toss it out. I decided to lean into the mistakes and see if we can redeem these things. This is the bottom of one of those drawers that I'd cut off, so I had to find a scrap piece of wood, cut it down to size, and fit it into the bottom of that drawer. And I did okay until I didn't. I cut it too short. So at this point, I was like, well, here's another mistake just to add to the many that were already on this box. So I took a little bit of glue, mixed it together, rubbed it in. I think in hindsight, I probably would have done something different, but I wasn't too worried about it because I knew I was going to cover it with some felt. So here, if you look real close, you can see a nail that was in the block when I cut it, and I didn't know it was there. And I think actually it gives more character to this box. And right here, I decided to put some black or some gray wood putty and rub it into the cracks so you can see all the cuts and all the mistakes that I've done. And I think in the end it actually gave it some character. I was in the thrift store with my wife and I saw a piece of furniture with all these divots in it, and I thought, I'm going to try it. And I figured that this would be the box to do it on because it's already filled with so many mistakes. So I did. Use some really dark gel stain just because this was some yellow pine, and I think it just needed a little bit more character. Bought these off of Amazon. They were too long, so I had to cut them down, and yeah, it got pretty hot right there. But when I did that, I ground out all the threading, so I didn't have anywhere to run the little bolt, so I had to practice my tap and die skills. I ran to Harbor Freight and bought this, and you can tell it's Harbor Freight. It was not very good, but it got the job done, and I guess that's all that counts. Here's this felt. I really haven't used this before except one time at a customer's request, and since then I thought, man, I kind of like it. It adds a lot to the box. My wife was like, of course it does. Put some matte finish on, and it goes on a little glossy, but it dries real flat, and I like that because I think high gloss just takes away from the wood. I just don't like that. Just FYI, I did go back and fill that drawer slot in. I stained it up and make it look a little bit more complete, not so unfinished. But here's the end result. I think this is one of my favorite boxes. It is a bit of a redemption story. It was discarded, thrown out, and then, like in all of our lives, something bigger comes in and redeems us and makes us beautiful. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little video. We'll talk to you later.